So I'm going to give you a quick rundown on mastering using basic EQs. Now, why is it different than mixing? Why you need it? Here, we're going to play a song where I shelved off the lows and the highs, and you can listen to just a certain part of the mids and into the highs. Okay, so in the mastering process, all I wanted to explain to you is this. That's all the instruments, okay? That's all of them. That's everything in the mid-range. And a mastering engineer's job is to actually benefit the recording not only dynamically in certain given frequency ranges within the song, but a mastering engineer should be able to listen very, very intently and know how and been through the ringer on what affects what. To have speakers that can hear and are capable of listening to things that you guys probably can't hear. There's frequencies I can hear in here that camcorder that I'm using is not going to capture. So there's high-end stuff that needs to be taken care of. There's mid-range frequencies that need to be taken care of. There's all kinds of things that need to be taken care of. And I'll give you a quick rundown. Just having this thing shelved off. I mean, it's shelved off like at 180 hertz, and it's shelved off at about 2K. So we're just listening to the mids. Now I'll go back in here. And as a mixing engineer, I can start to hear that those lows need a little dynamic shaping. So we'll do that real quick. Actually, I'll do it with an EQ. Check it out. It's really beefy, watch. So I took that beefiness away, if you notice, without taking it away. Once again, I'll turn it off. I'll do it a little more drastic so you can hear it. Let's do it again. It's really drastic. This is around 300, 280. Now watch when I take it off. Listen to the low mids. So that's about perfect. So this is sculpting the frequencies within that given song. That's perfect. So now it sounds, in these speakers, it sounds even now. It sounds like it's part of the song. It's more focused. Now the kick drum becomes more apparent. And it really is. It's like a psychological way. It's your subconscious, and it's really letting go of the way that you would normally listen. So there's a training. There is a training period. It's been 14 years for me. So then we're talking about how to make it loud. And this is not what a mixing engineer does. Mixing engineer, on the other hand, would be doing these similar things to the individual tracks and creating a vibe that the band or the rapper likes. And then the mastering engineer does exactly what I was just showing you, stuff like this, where we're calming down frequency ranges so it makes it more the image of the song become a lot more apparent. And it's humanly impossible, literally, for a lot of mixing engineers to do this job the way I'm doing this. And if you're trying to do that at home, let's say at home you don't do this. You take that off, and then let's say you put on, let's just do it in this case, let's just put like a stock dynamic limiter, the Maxim plugin in Pro Tools. So let's say what we do with most of you guys, because you can turn it up loud with a Maxim plugin. You see how that mid-range is pumping now? Well, watch if I do this. So I'm doing this in one frequency range. That's why I started the video like that, because my job now is to be able to listen to all these frequency ranges. I took a lot out so you could focus in on what we're talking about. A lot of subtle changes in the EQ that make humongous differences on different systems, on you know, over time when you're listening. If you listen to a song and you really love the song, it won't become old real quick. You enjoy the song because it's the art within the mixing process, it's the art within the mastering process, and absolutely the creativity of what happened. These things take place in the mix, and then they're focused in the master. So you got to think about that. I had like a reflection going on. It was weird. So yeah, a lot of you guys out there that say, "Oh, I'm getting my stuff mastered," you're just using like a maximizer plugin or a limiter or a compressor, and you're compressing it up. But if you don't take care of the things that need taken care of, you actually make your song sound worse than if you would have just left it alone. But yeah, that's some of the tools. That was just the mid frequencies into the high frequencies. But, you know, I could get into taking that EQ off and letting you hear that. Then we have the low sub-frequencies that you guys really have a tough time listening to. Which, let's try to do this real quick. And then I'll get out of this video. Let's roll this off really far down here. Let's bring this back. So the 120s. So let's listen to this. Now, the EQ's on, which I already took care of that. So you still got the roundness, but watch when I take this off. The bass is way too big. What I mean, I got the converter set at -19 on my volume on my to my monitors, and I know for a fact that bass is too big. So what I just did is I calmed down the bass so at that certain decibel level, volume-wise, when you turn it up now with the EQ engaged in some of the compression I'm using, it's going to stay consistent all the way up, so when you turn it up, it doesn't start going blah, 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 like most guys get, like, man, my bass, like, why does it sound muddy? So it's most of the time due to the bass being way too loud. So if I don't do these things, and actually on this one, I did have a Bax, now check this out, the Bax EQ comes in, and it just shelves off some of the bass I didn't want, making the kick tighter for more club. It's shaking that. But if I take that off, I can't turn that song up. The reason I can't turn it up is because it's too loud for the given decibel range on the volume. There's a lot of tricks in the mastering. So that right there corrected the issues that the mixing engineer was going for without altering the intent of what they did. And we use really nice equipment to do that. It's very hard to get the same results with a plug-in and to have a warmth to it and have a presence and really true to life or analog like most people want. And that's mastering. But mastering, there's a lot more than that. There's imaging, there's depths, perception, there's all kinds of stuff that just totally betters your album. And, you know, probably 50% of the mastering studios in the world that claim they are really aren't mastering studios. They're just, a lot of them, it's sad, but a lot of them are just trying to make a buck because they think this is where all the money is. Well, it's the same as trying to make music, man. There's nobody getting away with anything as far as just a quick dollar.